of spark metal going... That's shut and good. Locked, but good. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. The last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. That's sure to be useful. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled. How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. There's no doubt you're the child. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between... Had it not... Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wondered... You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You've found one. You should be... The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai need. Only... You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as... You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the... Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so... One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to... Now that you've... He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. He lost you there for a while, but no memory. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the records tell of the ruinous devastation that Toxanol... His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one... The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eater. You're getting the hang of it. quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the... Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not... Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions.
That's a spark of light in you!
What's there to like about...
Not as much as it hurts to look at you.
Always making me...
And you're...
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of the Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Le Yayado.
Out-of-date.
Tamuk Gabamuktab. Beboko Kontab.
He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them.
Udenu Kununyofubo.
Myriad.
Mopu Far Kobi. Kobwa Yake.
Out-of-date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. Itchy trigger finger. Flex up. They've restroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse, it's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war, or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war.
Iżdi mój totluho. Karieżne stace. Paro, ja put i
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy.
Orzikal ankremo.
He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and
Zivot karieżne stace.
The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 proceeding.
Na zenakas pipatne, pada fu uflete. Un nibira totluho. Nibira ja put paro.
Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original Wang Fu disciples.
Ite reki, perfetta, I veziete rekli. Zata, o visoko dulatsi ni.
The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land and there are rivals in all directions.
I veziete rekli dekle. Ale.
Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, says there is some darkness in the best of us, even...
Mali muzamit. Tata, una vo, una oko, kiza, donzadne, ja put.
The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can vanquish the other tribe.
Na oko onis poloknost. Donzadne, na oko onis poloknost.
Their kin must put an end to the war before war puts an end to them. It'll cost bruises and broken bone, but they refuse to be the...
Iżdi mój ankremo. Na oko, kiza.
He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen.
Ankremo. Orzikali, ni perfetta. Na oko un tata.
Once you've conquered the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu for control of their territory, tribe weapon, and kin.
Perfetta. Tata, del novazi ale dluhodo.
The only kin who count are the kin that are left standing at the end of the war.
Del novazi ale dluhodo.
Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village.
Iglis moi toxadaka. Mali muzamit.
Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and...
Totloho. Mali muzamit.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul, and can sense you still have it in you.
Apinosko. Nalest stari dat.
Anyway, you'll pass your...
Vusesi.
He can't blame you.
Toi ni innito.
The tree will...
Asweshe kuffet.
hopes to...
Shumatabara vajig. Karivite. Dri unkula.
Cliff to liftum.
The gatekeeper welcomes you back to the fort.
Fruta, tupmazna heg.
Let's see. Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially. Deformed and unfurled. Your heart. Hammering over. You're fresh out of the energy. Head on. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a... Let's see.